upon me. Blood in my dog and I can't see.
So, new details have emerged about the Trump assassination. Maybe you guys are getting tired of it, but I don't know about y'all, but this assassination attempt really stinks. There's something smells here, definitely. Something's dead and rotten in this. So, I know you guys may be getting tired of this. If so, just tune out. But for those of you who are actually wanting to hear more and more about this, stay tuned. So, according to ABC News, law enforcement officials investigating the assassination attempt on Donald Trump told lawmakers Wednesday that 20 minutes passed. 20 freaking minutes, almost half an hour, between the time U.S. Secret Service snipers spotted the gunman on a rooftop and the shots were fired at the former president, according to several law enforcement officials and lawmakers briefed on the matter. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. This is crazy. So, officials said the suspect, I'm not going to say the guy's name anymore because people like this don't need any more fame. And also, I'm just sick really at this point of radical leftists, and I don't want to give any more of them any more attention. So, we're just going to call him the suspect from now on. He was on a roof building outside the security zone at the rally Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. 20 minutes later, he shot. So they had spotted him for 20 minutes. Also, he wasn't the most secret, stealthy mega villain. He was literally spotted, I don't know, can't remember how many minutes before the assassination attempt with a rangefinder. And if you guys don't know what a rangefinder is, I'll probably put one up, a picture if I can find one on the internet in this podcast. But look at this little computer charger. It's kind of like this, but maybe about this much shorter. And you put it to your eye like this, and it's got a laser here and a camera right here. And you put it on your target, and it reads on this side. You'll see it inside the little lens, something yards. Any sniper or anyone who ever has done long distance shooting, all these counter snipers, Secret Service team snipers, obviously, boom, they immediately know, oh, that's a freaking rangefinder stand. I wonder what he's doing with that. He's not just guesstimating. I wonder how far the former president at the rally right now is away from me, just for fun. He's obviously setting up a shot because every sniper always ranges his target before ever doing that. That way they adjust their optics to be set for that range. Literally, so get this, guys. The assassinator laying on top of the building, right? He's up here and he's pointing at Trump. Guess where the police are? They're not down here somewhere. They're inside the building he's literally sitting on top of, while there's witnesses outside screaming, he's got a gun, there's a dude on the roof. Police are inside. They're inside the AGR building. You know why? Because they said they wouldn't put a shooter up there because it was a slanted roof. I didn't know. They said they wouldn't put a counter sniper up there on that roof that the various attempted assassinator set on. They wouldn't put somebody up there because it was slanted. I mean, what is CIA's protocol OSHA approved now? You can't put a counteractive sniper on a slanted roof because he might fall off and sprain his ankle. I mean, see, I would get it if the roof's sitting like this, it's one of those A-frame places or something crazy. Literally, you couldn't slide off of this. You would have to literally scoot yourself and drag yourself off the roof if you wanted to fall off. I'd trust putting a toddler up there, honestly. I mean, if you look at it, the fair point, somebody put it on Twitter, I can't remember. Literally, the counteractive sniper team behind Trump was on a slanted roof of almost about the exact same degree. So that point is just mute. So what's the real reason here that they didn't put a counter sniper up there? Either this was a drastic failure or something's a little fishy here. And I think it's the second option because literally, I can't remember her name, but the lady that's over this now, the Secret Service or whatever, she used to be the CEO of Pepsi, guarding Cheetos and diet soda. Quite this understatement of the century when you say that she's underqualified for this job. She said that it was a slanted roof and they didn't want to risk putting personnel up there, so we decided to secure the building from inside. Yeah, that's really, really good. Okay, so instead the shooter just sat on top of your building that you're actually in and almost assassinated the former president. Good job, guys. Wow, I mean, the slanted roof, that's the most bullcrap excuse. Because at first, they tried to say that he was outside the security perimeter. That failed. And then it came out that they had eyes on him. And they spotted him with a rangefinder a little bit before the shooting. He disappears and came back with a large backpack on. And then they said, oh, it may be a telescope. Well, there's a rangefinder in the backpack. People aren't going to believe that. So they said, oh, it was a slanted roof, so we couldn't put somebody up there. That's not going to work either, because literally the counter sniper active team behind Trump's on a slanted roof too. So, I mean, this is so dumb. She's just, trying to be OSHA here or something. I didn't know snipers have to be OSHA approved. Let's see. It says, here's the timeline, guys, for y'all. So at 5:10, Crooks, I said his name. I don't want to give this guy any more freaking attention. I'm so sick of this dude. This dude deserved to die for attempting an assassination on President Trump. Also, he has like the muscle mass in the picture of a freaking house cat. This dude actually looks like Garfield. But of course, some little like communist nerd like this tried assassinating the president. It's sad that such a young man tried doing that, but he deserved what he got because he almost assassinated President Trump. Anyways, according to the sources, the timeline presented in the briefing was as follows. At 5:10, he was first identified as a person of interest. So they said, uh-oh, got something fishy going on over here. At 5:30, he was spotted with a freaking rangefinder. I don't understand how at this point you don't go question him and say, hey, what are you doing with that rangefinder? You just wanting to know for a fun fact how far you were from President Trump in yardage, or what are you actually doing, which is more than likely setting up a sniper shot. At 6:02, Trump takes the stage. 6:12 p.m., Crooks fires the first shot. I can't remember where I heard this, but Trump was actually in a holding room before that, and the holding room is where if there's something suspicious happening outside the rally, they hold you in there as a president. It's like a really secure room. Then they let you out. So they literally let him out like a lamb to the slaughter, really. Thank God, by God's sovereign wisdom and sovereign will and plan, God actually protected Donald Trump. So we must praise God for that, because God actually intervened in that situation, and God's will was that day Donald Trump is not going to die. No matter how hard humans try, God's will will always reign supreme. So from the time Crooks, I keep saying this guy's name, from the time the dude shot his first shot to the gunman being killed was just 26 seconds. So by the time the failed assassinator shot, he was 26 seconds, according to law enforcement officials. 11 seconds after the first shot, Secret Service counter snipers acquired their target, and 15 seconds after that, Crooks, oh my gosh, I'm reading, sorry. The dude was shot dead. So 26 plus 26. So 26 plus 15 is 41, I believe. So 41 seconds the dude shot. That's way too long still. He purchased an ammunition box at Walmart on July the 5th, 2 days after the rally was announced. And he was there for an hour on July 13th, then left, and then came back sometime in the early 5 p.m. hour and tried to enter the security perimeter. So here, sorry, I don't know why you guys probably wonder what I'm doing with my tongue here. I just thought there was something on my mouth. Apparently there's not. So I'm sure you saw that the guy was wearing a Demolition Ranch shirt, which is really unfortunate. That guy that owns the channel did not deserve all the hate he got from CNN. That's not his fault at all. This guy was probably mentally ill and possibly demon-possessed. Who knows? Because somebody this crazy to do this was more than likely not sane. So, I mean, we should blame Walmart for selling him ammo rather than a freaking YouTube channel. Also, I've been a watcher of that YouTube channel before, and the guy's never encouraged violence, so he did not deserve that at all. Let's see here. So, we have the diagram. I'll put it up here, what I'm looking at. So this guy is like unbelievably close. Like if I'll put up this diagram, and you'll finally realize, oh my gosh, how close he was. Like if people were in the crowd were actually pointing at him and saying he's got a gun, but yet they said they thought it was a telescope, then you know the Secret Service is lying. And not to mention the women in the Secret Service just failed at their job. Not to be sexist here, but women shouldn't be in the Secret Service presidential detail guarding the president, simply because men typically tend to be larger than women. I mean, except for if you go to Walmart at like 12 a.m. at night, maybe in Balkanville, Louisiana. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You wouldn't hit a woman. That's a woman?
You're looking in the presidential detail. You're looking for the Secret Service. If you have a pool of Secret Service agents and you want to say, you get presidential detail, you get presidential detail, you get presidential detail, you're looking for freaking human meat shields. You want a big dude, you want him to be deep chested, and you want him to be tall. That way, he can put as much human flesh and bones in between a bullet and the president. You want this guy to be a big dude. You want him to look like Dolph Lundgren or something. You want him to be somebody that someone in the crowd might think of, physical assault with their hands, sees that dude that looks like Dolph Lundgren and is like 6'5" and looks like, Terminator or, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to mess with that guy. Instead, you have women who are like 5 foot something, and there's even one lady you see, she's got her gun out looking like Barney Five with her one bullet, can't get it in the holster, and she gives up. That's so dumb. Navy SEAL Team 6 shouldn't be able to rival Secret Service presidential detail agents. Like, that lady, it should have been just like, should be able to blindfold them, hand them a gun, spin the holster around on their back, and like rotate them a bunch, and then she'd be able to click it first time. Instead, she's like just fumbling, and then eventually she just gives up. It's so dumb. Also, again, on the presidential detail, you can actually see like the big guys, the dude with the sunglasses, and the other guy with the tall black hair. They're actually above Donald Trump's head. In presidential detail, you want to be above the president's head. You want at least like your chin or like to your head and down below, like above him. So you're being a human meat shield. Hopefully you've got body armor on, but better be ready to take a bullet for the president, because that's exactly what your job is. You are putting as much human flesh and bones in between a bullet and him. That's why women shouldn't be in the Secret Service, simply because they're genetically built to have smaller frames. That's my only reason why. Trump said he suffered a bullet wound to his right ear. 3 rally goers were shot in the incident. My prayers are with Donald Trump and those people, including a 50-year-old volunteer firefighter, Corey, who was killed shielding his family from the gunshots. Wow. I mean, it's one thing to say that this guy missed. So here's the little list of tiers about this shooter. So one, God protected Trump. No matter if he was the best shot in the world and God didn't want Trump to die, Trump would not die. Simply put, he's the creator of the universe and is in control of everything. Second, imagine being such a bad shot that you literally missed the president and killed people in the crowd only like 130 yards away. Third, you literally like magnumped there and still didn't hit him. Like, this guy, this is why I say he got exactly what he deserved. He was dumb enough to try to kill the presidential candidate, leading Republican frontrunner. The Secret Service gave him plenty of time because they were just giving this dude extra rope like all day long. Rangefinder backpack, gets up there on the roof that the actual police are inside, shoots off a ton of shots so they finally take him out. I think we said, added the math there, 41 seconds later. Like, this dude had every opportunity. It's almost like the Secret Service were like so giving to the point of like Hillary's hired assassin that they're like, okay, we're going to have to shoot him now, because if we let him go anymore, it's going to look like we actually faked it or whatever, or we actually like let it happen. My bad. That's what I meant to say. And, like, it's literally what it seems like it happened. More than likely, I think this is just a huge catastrophe fail, but of course, something will come out 50 years from now, just like the JFK stuff. and we'll finally figure out what actually happened. I want to go back to that point when I said it looks like we're faking it. I meant to say that it looks like we're letting it happen, but that reminded me of something. Some people are saying that Trump faked this and hired somebody to shoot at him. Let me tell you this. I would not hire a 20-year-old kid, not a man, a kid, that looks like this dude, because he obviously is, even though he had a membership at a gun range, he's probably only shot a BB gun. Like, if you were to fake this, you would hire the most elite sniper of snipers. And even still then, who would be crazy enough to hire a sniper, send a bullet this freaking far from your brain to blowing out this backside and painting the freaking agents behind you with your own brains? Who would be that crazy to hire that done and aim for my ear? I mean, if he's this far off, it misses the ear, comes in here, and exits out the back of your freaking head. I don't think he faked this. This is just liberals. I don't know. Some people just literally look for excuse to create conspiracies or complain or call Trump Hitler. Like, that's what...
Of America, Donald.
Liberals eat, sleep, and breathe and crap. I mean, I swear, Jack Black and his tour in Australia, his bandmate, Jack Black singing like the happy birthday, which, by the way, Jack Black, you cannot sing. And he said, "What's your wish? Trump shouldn't miss." And then the guy said, his bandmate, not Jack Black, but his bandmate said that Trump shouldn't miss again. I mean, Trump's shooter shouldn't miss. Really? You're an American citizen? Like, I'm glad that Australia, some of their officials were calling for them to be deported immediately. I'd love to see those rich billionaires put on some little freaking poor, podunk little bus, and like, it's got freaking cockroaches crawling all in it and stuff and cobwebs, and just freaking ship across the border in nothing but their just clothes they got on their back and keep everything else. Like, I'd love to see them actually get their wish, you know, of the politicians saying that they should be deported, not their wish for a Trump shooter to not miss next time. I think that's a very evil thing to say about the Republican front leader. If you love America, you should not be for political violence unless it's some like Hitler tyrant actually killing people, not some guy that just says, hey, maybe we shouldn't just kill of our children, let about, I don't know, 40 freaking trillion people across the border. How about we just actually like America? And they go, oh, you're Hitler if you like America. No, I'm saying, like, the only reason ever for political violence is stuff like in 1776, like, you know, and even then in 1776, we freaking threw over the British's tea in the the harbor just because they put a tax on one of our drinks. Now we have income tax, sales tax, all this. Like, we've got a list of taxes, I swear, from here, from Louisiana all the way to Canada. I mean, it's crazy. Our forefathers threw over, you know, barrels of tea and goods out of a British ship just because you put a tax on one of our favorite drinks. Now look where we're at. I mean, talk about, you know, give them an inch and they take a mile. But that's a whole nother rant for another day. It says, the shooter's presence in the area for the metal detectors in the minutes before the shooting caught the eye of someone in law enforcement who became suspicious and started to approach him. Multiple sources told ABC News at that point the would-be assassin backed up and faded into the crowd. It was not clear how long before the shooting this happened. So wow, he was spotted before someone approached him and he faded into the crowd. Heard from somewhere that he actually pointed his gun at an officer. Somehow he didn't get detained then. I don't know what the crap happened there. But yeah, he's able to get on top of the building where the police were and take a shot off of Trump. That's totally should have never happened. Let's see. I think that's all that's come out lately, guys. Let's see. Butler County Sheriff Michael T. Sloop, maybe, told ABC News that he was informed by other law enforcement officials that a Butler Township police officer searching for the suspicious person was vaulted onto the AGR's building roof and briefly confronted the gunman, who turned his weapon to the officer, causing him to retreat and back down. The officer retreated like a coward. So, what? That's crazy. And a police officer literally goes onto the roof and goes like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" He turns his AR around at him and goes, "Okay, I'll leave you alone. Have fun." Really? Surely I'm misreading into this. Let me read you this again, guys. I'm not crazy. Butler County Sheriff Michael T. told ABC News that he was informed by other law enforcement officials that a Butler Township police officer, that's the town that Trump was in, searching for the suspicious person, aka the assassinator or attempted assassinator, was vaulted onto the AGR's building roof and briefly confronted the gunman. Briefly confronted him as in, confronted him, "Hey, what are you doing? You can't be up here," etc. The guy, the assassinator who attempted to assassinate former President Donald J. Trump, turned his weapon on him, pointed it at him, causing him to retreat and back down. You freaking coward. Don't get me wrong, I love the boys in blue. There's a lot of great of them. But again, there's the few freaking bad apples that ruin it for everybody. And that's one of them. Guys, I hope he got fired. He deserved it. Don't get me wrong, I love police officers and they have my full support. I've done shotgun competitions raising money for them. Trust me, I love the boys in blue just as much as any other conservative. Also, I think that in Milwaukee, there was at the RNC assassination attempt, but this guy, I think he had an AK-47 or whatever. I'm looking it up right now. He had an AK-47 in a ski mask, and they detained him. Then I think somebody with knives had knives on him, and they confronted him and ended up using lethal force. Let me see. It says, that's weird. I heard about this and someone was telling me. Let me see here. Hold on, guys. Yeah. So, yeah, he was outside. So the guy was outside, and he was outside or near it or whatever, and they arrested him. So that's crazy. So at least this guy was stopped, and they didn't, just go not put security because there was a slanted roof or something. Yeah. So thank God those two dudes were stopped. But yeah, wow. It's crazy that CNN got away with it that day, saying that Trump fell and Secret Service rushed to him. The Clinton News Network should really be held accountable for making such false news that day. I really, when I say I don't like liberals, those are liberals like CNN trying to put out crap like that. That makes me have an anger, a righteous anger, that they should be held accountable for misleading their fellow Americans like that. Shame on you, CNN, aka the Clinton News Network. But also, J.D. Vance was Donald Trump's, on a whole nother, I totally should jump ships here, but J.D. Vance, a really good dude, was put as Donald Trump's running mate, so I'm really excited to see that. And Joe Biden is actually considering dropping out of the race. He's talking to his aides about it, and who knows, Sleepy Creepy Joe, who actually used to shower with his granddaughter, which is disgusting. Maybe he'll get kicked out, and we'll see Hunter Biden finally one day put in prison justifiably. And who knows? We've got a lot coming up. We just know the news lately has been like drinking out of a fire hose. We've got assassination attempt, another one that was not near as big as a deal. Then we've got Joe Biden maybe pulling out, and then we've got Kamala Harris. She can just smell the presidency from how close Joe is to dying right now because he's actually a corpse. So who knows what's going to happen, guys. Thank you guys for listening to today's episode, and I'll see you guys later.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my dog and I can't see.